Hello everybody, welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by Josh.
Hello, Scott.
Josh, my friend, in a few hours we will see whatever the hell Microsoft's been cooking up for their big sort of reclamation in regards to the Xbox Series X, because the third-party showcase thing from the other week didn't go down very well, and it seems like this one is meant to be focused on first-party stuff and big headline grabbers and stuff like that. So we've just compiled our predictions. Some of this is full-on banana sandwich ridiculous, but why even do a video like this if you're not going to steer into the occasional, souffle? So why not? I don't know if you can get a banana souffle, but you can when it's rumor time. So we're just going to go through some big things that might happen. Obviously, Halo Infinite's going to be there. That's pretty much what they've been leading with. They revealed the box art the other day. We can maybe get back to Halo if there's some time. The big thing seems to be a grappling hook, which you can see on Chief's wrist. Quick thoughts on the grappling hook, JB?
Look, Ray, I don't know where you've soured so much on grappling hooks. You mentioned to me yesterday that it was rumoured.
I've not soured on grappling hooks. I don't like the idea that after Halo 5 was lampooned for copying Call of Duty, and it didn't really, but obviously they had aim down the sights and you could slide, this long after, 5 years later, which is more if you go for dev time, their big solution was grappling hook. Just anything else would have been better.
Right, you might be right, but all I want to say is, when has a grappling hook made anything worse? And the answer is never. It's never made anything worse. So yeah, even if it is a bit derivative, I don't care. As long as I can swing around and shoot aliens in the face while I'm jumping over a big dodge and then grappling hook away like I'm Spider-Man, that sounds good to me.
Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 has done it.
But just because someone's already done something doesn't mean you can't do it. I mean, everyone's going to be making Xbox videos tonight, Scott Telford, and we're going to be there making Xbox videos tonight.
I'll eat my words because it'll look great. I'm sure it'll be great. I don't know. I always want new stuff, and if their go-to thing is grappling hook, then yeah, that's cool. That's very bankable. It's very good. But it's Big Chief. I want something more original. Speaking of things that might be original, though, Microsoft obviously acquired Obsidian. So the first thing we've got down is Obsidian's new RPG. Apparently, the Obsidian buyout thing happened because Microsoft got word. This is all based on rumors. Got word of what Obsidian were working on and wanted to secure that for themselves, which kind of goes against the more recent comments from Phil Spencer talking about exclusives shouldn't be a thing and everything should be available to everybody as long as you're on Windows. But the idea that Obsidian could get out there and do a Fallout style thing, this big sort of AAA RPG, and it's exclusive to the Xbox family, that seems like a pretty big get. Do you think that Obsidian will have something to show?
I think so. I mean, when that purchase was announced, I remember everyone kind of going into meltdown. I remember, myself, I think we did a news on it. I was incredibly giddy because while Obsidian has made some great work over the past few years, it's always felt like they've lacked that kind of extra cash injection needed to fully realize their ambitions, especially when it comes to like the AAA space. So whatever they've been working on, obviously they had the Outer Worlds. Was that last year or the year before? Time is a flat circle.
Last year?
I can't exactly remember, but that was good. But yeah, there are rumors that they had a second team all along working on an even bigger RPG. And that's obviously going to be exclusive to Xbox now, and I'm so excited to see that. I don't think we'll get more than just a teaser, but I do think this has to be the moment, and we've said this time and time again, that Microsoft starts rolling out what the studios they've recently purchased are working on. We've already got some teasers about that. A lot of the developers were in production on other things when they were purchased, so it makes sense that they've had to get that out and focus on that. But now I want to see what the next big Obsidian game is going to be, what a next-gen Obsidian AAA RPG, hopefully, presumably, looks like. That would just sparkle over myself in excitement because I love Obsidian. I love the Outer Worlds, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
I'll give you another ridiculous one, though, Mr. JB. What about Microsoft confirming that they have actually acquired Warner Brothers? Because this is something from a good couple of weeks ago, where it seemed like Warner Brothers were up for selling their game side of things, and Microsoft were one of the potential buyers. What if Batman himself walks out on the stage or on the screen, I don't know, Phil Spencer jacket off, got the Batman shirt on, and Batman all of a sudden is with Microsoft, with Xbox, and Spider-Man stays with PlayStation? How about that?
I thought this predictions video going into it, thinking about it this morning, I thought it was going to be kind of based in the realm of reality, Scott Telford. Then you come out with the fact that Phil Spencer might be Batman, which, there is precedent for. There have been heavy rumors, like you said, that Microsoft is looking at purchasing the WB Games division because AT&T is thinking of selling it off. But at the same time, I think it's way too soon for that. I think we might genuinely hear something about that purchase. Maybe like they just throw up the logo on screen saying that they're welcoming them as part of the family. That might be awesome. But there's too many unknowns in this for me. We don't know whether or not buying WB Games as a whole will even secure them the license, because that they belong to WB as a kind of bigger conglomerate. And I don't know whether, they would be able to secure a game that's already in development, like whatever Rocksteady's working on, presumably Suicide Squad, like the Batman Court of Owl games. They seem like too much of a done deal to be Xbox exclusives, but we might see one of them just kind of shown as a third-party thing. Because we know that third parties are going to be there. Apparently they're going to be big third-party games. So we might see it, but I don't think it will be in an exclusive capacity.
No, I think if the transactions have actually gone through and they have managed to acquire WB, it wouldn't be the stuff that's in progress. It would be the same kind of thing that happened with Obsidian, where, Outer Worlds was about to come out when Microsoft stepped in for Obsidian. So I think, whatever's been in progress for the last 5 years, you would still come out across multiple platforms. But I like the idea, and it's pure fan console war BS, but I like the idea of Batman being on one side and Spider-Man being on the other. And hopefully that's sort of stoking some competition between the dev teams that would get assigned to those characters. All of this is pure wish fulfillment, so it's not even true. Something that is true is Fable 4. This has been rumored for years. It's nigh unconfirmed. We know that Playground Games are behind it. It's this sort of, they're made down in Sheffield. They're the people that do Forza Horizon, but they were carried across onto Fable. Even as much as last night, Daniel Ahmad, who's like a industry commentator type dude, was tweeting, and he said, if you're a fabled Xbox fan, you're going to be looking forward to something. And it's like, I see what you're doing. Fable 4 has been talked about for years at this point. I think we first heard about it back in 2017.
Yeah, like 2017, early 2018, a long, long time ago, back when it was in early pre-production. And we've been, every single E3 or game event since then, we've been saying, is Fable going to show up? Are they going to show us the logo? But this finally seems like the one it's locked in for. Like you said, there have been rumors. I think even Alana Pierce mentioned it the other day. So it seems like this is going to be the event where they kind of drop that bomb. And I think if you have, because Gears is going to sit out this conference, at least in a mainline capacity. Gears Tactics will probably be there, but we're not going to see Gears 6 or anything that that studio's doing. And I feel like if you have Halo Infinite and Fable as your two big returning Xbox franchises, that's pretty solid. A lot of people are really excited to see what the next evolution of Fable is going to be. And Playground games are great. They're unproven in this area, but to me that's even more exciting because I want to see what they're going to do. I don't know what Fable is anymore, and I'm excited to see another developer put a spin on it, because there's something in that franchise that I really enjoy. Even though I don't love the previous games, I wouldn't hold them up there for me with Gears or Halo. But that said, there is a nugget of promise in there. It's something that I do love about that style and that world and that humor that I want to see properly fulfilled in a way that I think never was previously.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, Fable 3 fell off a cliff, but I would hold up Fable 1 and 2. With Fable Legends, they were pretty much ready. Like, that was so far along in development. Jules even played it at an early access event, and then they canned it. But I hope they don't go down that multiplayer route where they're trying to sort of set up, like, one player is the dungeon master type thing, and everyone else is the players going against them. Just do a Fable. Do a really good Fable. And yeah, I would hope that the Fable IP still matters. Like, there's going to be teenagers older than Fable at this point. So it's like, Fable 3 at this point. So there is something like that. Another rumor is that Ninja Gaiden is coming back as an Xbox exclusive. This was mentioned by the Digital Invaders podcast, which is the same, the host of that podcast is the same person that leaked the original dev kit of the PS5. It's that weird V-shaped jetpack thing. So there is some legitimacy to this. But that just seems like a weird out of left field thing. But I guess if you're recruiting your own sort of, bunch of console Avengers, and on the Sony side you've got Aloy, Kratos, Spider-Man, then I guess on the Microsoft side, other than I remember a few years ago when they tried to do a sizzle reel and they put Bionic Commando on it, and I was just like, what? If you've got nothing other than Master Chief and a couple of cards from Forza and like Marcus Phoenix. So yeah, maybe getting Ryo Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden is like a big get, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, these rumors completely blindsided me, but I would be well up for it. I think, like Fable in a way, Ninja Gaiden 3 completely fell off a cliff for me, but the second game is one of my favorite hack and slashes of all time, and one was too hard for me at the time, but two had the spectacle alongside the difficulty, and yeah, like that would be a really interesting get and a completely unexpected get. Even though these rumors are out there, I still don't believe it. So even having heard that it might happen, I would still be shocked to see like a logo pop up or a short teaser or something like that, because I feel like it would be a really interesting win for them, I suppose.
It would be a logo reveal at most, I think, because that team's still very much taking care of Neo too. But they have put some tweets out answering fans and saying that like there was this whole thing where they were like, oh, we know you guys want Ninja Gaiden more than Neo, and like we're going to respond to that, like in the long term and something like that. So there's potential for it. The next thing I've got down is just the Undead Labs new game, the State of Decay people, because they obviously got bought by Microsoft, and I think obviously zombies sell. Days Gone proved that on the Sony side, so it's like why not? And you're called Undead Labs, why not do something that is whatever their new IP is? The thing that we've sort of skirted over by focusing on these sorts of rumors is the idea of new IP, because to me that is the most important thing. And I kind of, as much as I'm up for more stuff, more Halo, more Gears, whatever, I just want new things. And I hope that Undead Labs have been given whatever carte blanche to do some sort of experimental zombie game, because I love all the real-time aspects of State of Decay, all the stuff where even when you turn the game off, the world is still ticking over, so your camp might have been raided, or you're waiting for things to unlock, or different places sort of repopulate and things like that. I hope they do something really groundbreaking with that, and they get the platform, like the Xbox platform, to say this is like some incredible next-gen zombie game.
Well, like I won't sit here and pretend to be a huge State of Decay fan, but I remember at the time when the second game came out, like that had like so much hype around it, like that was being treated like it was a Microsoft Xbox One blockbuster more or less, and I feel like it disappointed at least at launch. I haven't followed it post-launch, so I don't know how it's changed
too much
or
more
whether
the same, I thought.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. So for me, I thought this would definitely be just a State of Decay 3, but again, I'm not in that world, so I don't know whether they would just do a straight up sequel, or whether, like you said, they would do a new IP. Like for me, as someone who's never played those games, I would potentially like a new IP, but if someone's waiting for kind of the next step in that franchise, and potentially what State of Decay 2 should have been, perhaps, like that might also be awesome. Like it's a franchise I've always wanted to jump into properly, because like you said, it has all these neat, interesting ideas. I've just never given it the time of day.
Oh, you should definitely play at least the first one.
It seems like very much my stuff as well, but I don't know why.
There's have so many cool little ideas where it's like, why aren't more people doing this? They're really cool. The other thing that I had down, well, I did have Splinter Cell down. I don't care about Splinter Cell. I'm saying that out loud. I'm almost like Michael Emerson in Lost, and you'll know what scene I mean, where I'm just sort of looking at someone that I love, saying I don't care about them, to try and pretend that I don't care. I love Splinter Cell, but at the same time, it's too much. It's too much at this point. It's too much pain. We've been through too many different news announcements that haven't come true. The only thing that makes me put it on here is that Splinter Cell used to only be on the Xbox for at least a couple of years until it came across to the PS2 or whatever it was. It used to be Xbox's stealth franchise, whilst Metal Gear was on the PlayStation, and that might be enough of a tie. I mean, the green lights are right there. If you're going to do a reveal, put it there. We also have the voice actor for Sam Fisher, I think it's the Italian voice actor, confirmed that the next game's happening. So throw a logo up there and be like, Splinter Cell's going to be best on Series X going forward. Do you think this will happen?
No, but I would like to see it. I mean, again, in every single predictions video we've made for 3 or 4 years now, we just want to see those green lights. I want the green lights. I just want the lights out
and then the lights on again.
Want the noise? Yeah, lights out, lights on. Lights off, wax on. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm very tired, Scott. We've got a whole thing to go, but yes. It's
a whole thing. We're gonna do videos on this later on as well, which is as we record this in exactly 6 hours. So we'll see what actually happens. I would be amazed. I would bounce off the walls if Splinter Cell is actually real, but I don't think it will be. The other couple of things we had down is potentially Elden Ring. Phil Spencer said that he's happy to showcase, or he's really proud of the Japanese games they're showing off at the show, which just sort of meant that it's led to a lot of people going, "What the hell's happening with Elden Ring? Why not show that off?" The only other thing is Cyberpunk 2077. Assumedly we'll get some sort of extended gameplay demo because of the association that CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk has with Microsoft, because of the whole Keanu Reeves thing last year, or the year before, whenever that was. Like you said, time's a flat circle. But if they do some Cyberpunk stuff, that will be a pretty big get. I hope that they mainly stick to new first-party exclusive stuff. But then again, Phil couldn't have been more open about saying that's not what they want to focus on. So, I don't know.
I mean, when it comes to like the third-party stuff that's going to be there. I'd rather it be new stuff that we don't know about. Like, I'm half expecting to see the new Call of Duty there because it's July and we don't know what that is yet. And there are rumors that it's going to be implemented in Warzone soon. Apparently, that's gearing up for some kind of reveal. I don't know whether the marketing license is still with Sony. It was for the past generation, but obviously we don't have a new COD, so I don't know whether that's still in play or whether Microsoft might have taken it back, because obviously that was associated with the Xbox 360 Call of Duty, so they might have nabbed it back for this reveal. But when it comes to like the third-party stuff, Cyberpunk would be awesome. I feel like I've seen enough of that already. Like the past live stream, the Night City live stream that they did a few weeks ago, that got me on board. I've seen all I need to see. I'm going to buy it at launch. I'm going to have a good time. I don't need another extended dive for me personally at this event that I want to be about either new games or games from Microsoft's like specific library that we want to see more of, like Halo Infinite.
Yeah, same. I mean, my thing was just with Cyberpunk, I think that's the sort of game with the scale and scope that they have, where it's already this big, overblown, like, gigantic vision of a Cyberpunk future, and you tie that with the world's most powerful console, and just let the visual of that wash over people. If something like Halo isn't going to do it for people, because it is this older IP or whatever, then, like, show Cyberpunk and let that be the big sort of showstopper, or maybe the opener or something. But yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments below. What sort of games are you looking to see? How do you fall on the exclusive side of things? Do you think they'll steer into that? And just what's your general opinion on where Xbox are at right now? For now, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Josh from WhatCulture.com.
I will catch you next time.
Bye.